For anyone watching the VOD, I streamed this one to Hitbox. I'm gonna assume that nobody actually watched it on Hitbox. I'm already gonna call that. Try a new ship. Yeah, let's try this one. I don't think I'll like it, but it's level 1. Yeah, I don't care. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I'm gonna try stream to Hitbox. The Hitbox does not like indie games. What I mean is it requires you to state a game name, but it doesn't actually have a very good list of games at all. This game is on Steam, for Pete's sake, and the name still isn't in there. It's, I mean, how you don't have games that aren't even new that are on Steam in your game list? That's pretty bad. Twitch's game list is pretty crappy too, but it goes off Giant Bomb's database, but it at least has a decent amount of moderately popular indie games and stuff like that. Hitbox just has nothing. If it didn't have a retail release, Hitbox is like, nah, that doesn't exist. I don't care about that. Which I'm all about the weird indie stuff, so I mean, I'm sorry, I kind of need my weird indie names. Not that this is even weird. No. I don't know. I'm just not too impressed with Hitbox. They had an opportunity to, you know, really steal the whatchamacallit, steal the torch from Twitch. You know, a lot of people were mad at Twitch, and then Hitbox was like, hey, we have some cool stuff. And then they just kind of stopped doing cool stuff, as far as I'm aware. It's kind of there. It's a shame. But I like how YouTube works for streaming, for the most part. I like it more than Twitch, and at least there's some, you know, modest competition in the streaming space. So I'm not too upset that Hitbox seems to kind of suck. But I thought I'd try streaming there anyway. Just to see what happens. Is my... Oh wait, no one's chatted yet. I'm not sure if my... I think my chat thing is set up to show up if somebody talks. I see you there on YouTube, people. It's okay to chat. It's always okay to chat. Hello, Papyrus the Cool Skeleton. Wait a minute, that's not Papyrus's username. Wasn't it like... Oh man, I can't remember what his username was, but it wasn't that. Does that show up on the thing? Yes, it does. Oh, that's not an ideal... Actually, it doesn't matter. I think I moved the... I usually have it in one of the top corners, but that would actually be bad in this game. Is my voice coming across alright? I did a check myself, but I'm always a little self-conscious or whatever about that. Or anxious, not really self-conscious, I'm just like... I was trying to press the bomb button. I don't actually remember what the bomb button is. Alright, it's all of the shoulder buttons. What? What is this? I have death laser thing? I actually have no idea how half the ships in this game work. You know, I only played that one play... You know, I played my one playthrough and then... Oh, this erases bullets! Okay. Valid. Valid. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I do not really like this ship. I mean, me taking damage isn't the ship's fault. Ow. I'm just out of practice. Yeah, I don't like the ship. It doesn't feel like it does much damage. It's more for clearing out hordes of weak enemies. Oof. Stiff neck.
Super Galaxy Squadron, the SETI are retreating from Centauri. Great work. HQ has decided to go on the offensive to end this quickly. We have intelligence on a mining operation.
Hello, Tree333. Is my voice alright? Like my volume? Alright, definitely change ship. Yeah, I still play Flash games and stuff. Who do I want to pick? It's not really exclusively what I do or anything, though, of course. I think I was considering this one for that final boss. I'm still trying to beat the final boss in this game. I thought I would start over just to get practice with ships and stuff. It seems alright. Let's try this one. I love the flavor text and the little ships. I stream Newgrounds again. I mean, I could in theory. Flash games are actually really annoying to stream though, because all of the window sizes are different. It would actually be pretty annoying. I'm probably just gonna stick with Let's Plays for those. But shoot 'em ups or something, I was thinking of streaming more, because I mean, it's sort of hard to be sure that I get a decent run in a inside of a Let's Play, a single run. I can't really guarantee that, so it's easier to stream an hour instead, and then I don't have to worry about trying to make sure I do a perfect run, which is not gonna happen. I'm not that good. Painting parodies, that doesn't really sound like my speed. Take a look, but you guys can hear me, right? I'm getting a little suspicious at this point. Hold on. That's a timer. Yeah, I think I like this ship. Seems decent. I'm sort of thrown off because in order to record this game, I had to not do full screen. For some reason, OBS just recorded a white screen if I did it full screen, and it feels so small. It's like tiny babby. I think it's like a 720p window, so it's like a fourth of my screen. It kind of sucks. It's not entirely the game's fault. I think it might be Game Maker's fault. I don't know. It is a Game Maker game. Game Maker is not as bad as people say. That is not entirely a compliment, but they can do decent, 60 FPS games. But ow, it's not without its issues either. How do I? Oh yeah. I'm not as much of a fan of these hypers that are just, you attack more. I want something nice and flashy. Ow. So how we doing, chat? You're very quiet today. How do I... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not impressed with this hyper at all. It just doesn't... Maybe it is doing the damage, but, I can't really tell. It just doesn't look very... It doesn't have that oomph. Who cares if it's practical? It's gotta have that oomph. Super Mario 64 DS, you have my condolences. That's not that bad, but...
This is control to all Federation vessels.
The DS wasn't quite ready for that one. The mini games and the extras they added are good. It's just... It's a pain in the butt to control. It kind of looks worse. But, I mean, at the time, it was like, holy crap, N64 games on a portable thing? It's just sort of a product of its time. I think most things are products of their time, but, I like the ship visually. I forget if I even used this in the regular Let's Play. One thing I do not like about this game, continuing-wise, there's a continue function, but you can't change ships unless you're at the beginning of a stage. So if you get stuck on a boss and you're with a bad ship for that boss, you're kind of doomed. And that's kind of where I ended up at the end of the Let's Play. I'm hoping to beat the boss in this, and then I'll just consider that the end of the Let's Play, basically. Because I realized I should have just streamed this instead. On the 3DS? I guess that would be... Does the C-stick with the analog nub do any different in that? I just remember having to wiggle around the stupid, the camera with the thing. I guess the circle pad would help, because it's more like the N64 controller thing. I've never actually played it on the 3DS. I did 100% complete it on the DS, because I mean, you know, despite my complaints, it was Mario 64 on a portable thing, so I mean, that was pretty intense. It's a shame that it didn't get to wait until the 3DS to get a remake, though. Or, I mean, a home console one, for that matter. But I mean, it was already on a home console. You know, Mario 64 has the weirdest damn aesthetic. It looks like they had a bunch of people make textures, and none of them communicated with each other. So, like, you know, they're just like, okay, you're gonna make a wall texture, and you over there, you're gonna make a steel texture. And there's no art style. They just made a bunch of textures, and they're just there. It's so weird, and it's actually kind of fascinating. It just looks like this unearthly, unique thing. It's like not having an art style turned into an art style. You can play as Wario in that version, can't you? Did the other characters actually control differently? Ah, damn it. I forget. I think Yoshi had his little, what do you even call that? The, like, struggle jump. The flutter, yeah, the flutter jump. I don't even remember, what is Wario's special ability in that game? Wario doesn't tend to have special abilities. I guess I shouldn't complain too much if there's like only moderate chat while I'm playing a shoot 'em up, because it can be a little hard to actually look at chat in games like this. So if I ignore chat for a bit, I apologize. This is another one of those hypers where it doesn't really feel like it's doing anything, and it doesn't erase bullets. I want my bombs to erase bullets. I mean, it's not a bomb, it's a hyper, but you know what I mean. I want things that erase bullets. Struggle jump, yes. Hey, Bedpee. Isn't it past your bedtime? So I was kind of thinking of trying to stream more on weekends, because I can stream, you know, midday. And then my European viewers would actually be able to watch my non-Insomniac European viewers, that is. My Insomniac ones will be just fine. Oh, they go in home. My options go in home when I do a hyper. That's alright. Still, though, I would like some bullet raisins. I'm not sure what I just said there. Like, bullet raisins? Bullet erasure. What I meant to say there. It's always funny in video games. Everyone has better equipment than you, but they're always way stupider than you. At least, it depends on the type of game. But that's like a common thing for action games. His punches do more damage? Is that even relevant in that game? Like, I'm struggling to think of anything you even punch more than once. I guess the bully? Are those officially called bullies, or is that just what the star name is, by the way? If I would levy one complaint at this game, it is the hypers do feel a little unhyper. They're very calm hypers, for the most part. I think there was a couple that were cool. The sword one, I think, was pretty cool. I don't know, maybe I should, I don't know. I don't want to do the sword one for the final boss, because, I mean, I want to keep my distance. Hey, capitalist.
Our fleets have taken a hold of both fronts.
I wish I could go in at 10. I would be much happier if I could go to work at 10. I'm a developer too, but like everyone in IT has like sort of like we get the IT desk phone if nobody else can, so we want to be there if there's issues. Plus, I would be the only one there past 5, pretty much. I mean, there's one other person stays a little late. Yeah, I think I like this ship. I think I like it. What's your hyper, though? That is the real question. I like it. Not sure if it erases bullets, but it has that hyper feel to it. My mic's a little farther away than usual, but no one's complaining, so I guess it's fine. It's also at a weird angle, but it's a cardioid pickup pattern, so I don't think it really matters. Which I think is automatically downmixed to mono for my mic. Speaking of mics, I was actually pretty impressed with the microphone in my Surface Pro 3. The only problem is that since it's, you know, physically inside of it, if your fan's going, you're gonna get fan noise. You can hear over it, but, you know, fan noise. Nobody likes fan noise. If I had to record something on it, it would actually be pretty acceptable if there wasn't the fan going. It sort of sucks to work, you know, sort of 2 jobs, but I knew when I signed up for it, I actually very, very rarely I have to actually pick up the technical support line, like the default one. There are certain things that I am basically support for, like certain financial software, but all in all, it's not too bad. Oops. This is why I shouldn't pay attention to chat. Okay, that does not erase bullets. Or at least it doesn't erase all of them. That's quote-unquote good to know. This guy does not have good lateral damage potential. Hold on. That was weird. Fortunately, banning people doesn't seem to remove them from their stream chat thing. I'm not sure I like this ship anymore. I'm not sure that was the ship's fault. I was just distracted by chat. I think this is the thing I got stuck on that boss with. I feel like I tried this one yet. I'm feeling oddly out of practice in this one. I guess I'll just stick to it though. I was kind of tempted to switch, but I mean, I'll never get good if I just don't play it, so whatever. I'm trying to get myself used to streaming again and just not think of it as a big deal. Because I mean, that's why I don't stream. I just put too much into it, or like I worry about it too much. I just need to not. Hello, Steven Scapegoat. You know what's weird is that half the time, like, everyone is on YouTube, and half the time everyone is on Twitch. That's a big part of why I still stream to both. Sometimes I'll get tons, like, everyone is chatting on Twitch, and sometimes everyone's on YouTube. Plus, it's just nice in case like Twitch is sucking someday, which definitely happens, because then you can just watch on YouTube, or vice versa. I don't think I've ever had YouTube act relatively more sucky though. I like that these little laser buddies home. One downside about streaming shoot 'em ups, harder to talk, because you kind of gotta focus. Kinda, it's like what it's all about, but I should really try to learn arcade stick, like playing these with an arcade stick. I do have an arcade stick that works on PC. I haven't really used it on PC though. I'm just so used to using controller for these. It's really what's hard about learning stick is that when you're first learning it, of course you're going to be worse than on a gamepad if that's what you started on. So it's discouraging. I almost flew right into that. So I've just never gotten really past that initial stage of discouragement. Plus I don't have an Xbox 360 arcade stick. And I have a bunch of cave games on 360, and I wouldn't be able to play those with my arcade sticks. So I'm just kind of used to the 360 controller for these. So I mean, it's really just a few buttons and a joystick. That's shoot 'em ups. They're really simple, and I love that. It's simple, but it's not easy. And I actually really enjoy that, you know, the simplicity of the controls mixed with the complexity of the action. Yeah, I'm never pressing the wrong button. I don't even know what that... Ugh. I keep thinking the hyper is going to make the bullets go away, and it doesn't. And I keep being disappointed. It's fine, honestly. But, my brain is just expecting a different kind of game. Also, I just love the authenticity of this game. Like, everything feels 16-bit about this. You know, not just the like the gameplay, the music, the looks, obviously. I don't mind games that mix it up either. You know, I love the 8-bit look and just, you know, hi-fi music of Axiom Verge, but it's really cool to see something that just feels like an awesome 16-bit arcade game. I see there's a new chat message. I can't read it right now. I'm sorry. I like this guy gives a constant supply of hyper. Alright, it's dead. Unfortunate thing about chat delay is if you say that's for sure,
It looks like YZ's session is also in our hands, which means we've got them surrounded and they're running out of options. We'll hold our fleets here and they'll have to surrender sooner or later.
Actually, I can't mute the voice. Annoying thing about stream delay is like just a general affirmative statement. I'm like, what was that in response to? Someday we will have low latency streaming. That day is not today. Honestly, I'm gonna stick with this one actually. I forget if this is the real. Oh no, it's at least stage 5 because we fight the final boss twice. Maybe I should try a different ship. I don't know. Too late now. Yeah, from now on shoot 'em ups. I think I'll try to stream them instead. And certain like longer games or and definitely anything that's not indie, like what was it? Until Dawn, stuff like that I would stream instead of doing Let's Play. Anything like long form. I won't be playing many AAA games, honestly, but if I do, ow. Ow, Parker! He does this thing where he reaches up. What are you doing? He reaches up with his claws to say hi, and I just feel pointy things on my arm. It's very distracting. I should have known Parker would do this. Anytime there's talking, Parker just... he has to come say hi. Bracing for Parker to jump up on the desk any minute now. I recorded a video earlier, and he, of course, had to hop in. Heck, I'm surprised it took him this long to show up. It's been like, what? I can't see how... ah, I shouldn't have looked. Don't look over when things are happening. You know, when I get into these things, I forget there's a pause button. Though pausing is also dangerous. Give me... Drop frames 1.1. How long have I been streaming? Half an hour. Time flies when you're streaming. Parker's my cat. He's always very helpful. I got an itch. That is also a common way to die in shoot-em-ups. You have an itch. I should probably put Parker on my like channel art or something. Because I refer to him all the time, and then people are like, "Who's Parker?" If you follow my Twitter, you know who Parker is, because I post pictures of him all the time. Is he hovering around? Nice. He's taking a sit. He's being good for once. Yeah, I'm liking this ship. Simple but effective. Oof. It's getting a little nervous there. I think my hitbox is that green dot in the middle there, right? Quiet night tonight. I hate in these multiplier-based, you know, combo-based multiplier games when there's this long gap and it's just impossible to keep up your multiplier. I'm not even playing for score, but it just frustrates me to have lost my multiplier to not even anything I could have avoided. I just don't really like those kind of multipliers anyway. Though some games will at least pause your multiplier, or like only take away your multiplier if you get hit instead of based on time. I think that's a more appropriate way to do it. Though I mean, in most shoot-em-ups, getting hit is death, so... Okay, here we go. This is the first fight with him. Unfortunately, I have to use the same ship 3 times. Yep. So I want to fight the final boss with this. Unfortunately, you can't... if you get stuck on the final boss, you can't change ships. Which is where I got stuck on my Let's Play videos. I guess in a way this is still kind of a Let's Play? I don't know. I probably shouldn't consider this so different from my normal uploads. Doesn't really matter. Oof. Why am I not using my hyper? Jeez, tap tap. Oh, frick. Calm down. I expected that hyper to do way more damage than I should have. You better run!
They're warping out of Sirius. They'll be trying to hit the core before we have a chance to prepare. Don't let them lose you. The advance on Tal Ceti is already underway, but we'll get you some backup however we can.
I love the cute little laser option.
We're getting reports of Ceti.
I think this is the last level. was a loud beep. Reminds me of Christmas music for some reason. Not anymore, but... You know, something I really dislike the 32-bit slash 64-bit era was all of the marketing that was like, yeah, 2D's over, it's all about 3D forever. And people just carried on that attitude. And it's like, some of the best games on PlayStation 1 were 2D. Like, Symphony of the Night, Mega Man X4, and like, apparently those games barely were even allowed. Like, Sony was just nasty about that. And I mean, console makers have been nasty about stuff for ages. Honestly, it's taken until this generation for Sony to not be nasty about certain things. And that's actually the most, like, this generation is actually a really great one. It's pretty low-key, but in this console generation, exclusives have become less of a thing, which is, in my opinion, actually great. Some people whine a lot, but, you know, shut up. Game developers have realized that all of those old genres that we stopped making games in, those were good, and we were stupid for not making them. People have started realizing a lot of dormant series were actually great. Indie games happen on console now. A lot of restrictions are gone. There's still some bullshit like the ESRB that we need to sort of lessen. Like, there's an ESRB, not alternative, but there's this company that'll do your ESRB stuff for you, and you just have to, you know, it's really simple for indie developers, but the console maker has to support it because they take a royalty fee, basically. I guess Nintendo's supporting it, so we just need Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft. But just in general, it's like gaming. You know, last gen there was this big crunch, and they're just like, oh, everything has to be realistic, and gritty, and AAA, and none of this small stuff, none of this local co-op, none of this 2D games, none of these shoot 'em ups, and we just lost a lot. We lost Konami in its entirety, basically. And we lost a lot of cool Japanese stuff. And this gen, we're realizing 2D is cool. Realizing Doom, the good Parker. Like, Doom 4 happened, and it didn't suck. If you told me Doom 4 was gonna happen and not suck last gen, there's no way I would have believed you. If you told me that, like, 3 months ago, I wouldn't have believed you, honestly. But, Parker, please. There's just been a resurgence of all of the cool stuff that we've had all this time, but we just, last gen, we were sort of idiots. Okay, real final boss time. Oh wait, no, that was the fake out, I guess. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, this gen, pretty good. Pretty good. And I think the best thing, quietly, it seems like we're gonna have backwards compatibility forever now, at least on PlayStation, and Xbox, if they continue making non-Microsoft Xbox, or like non-Windows Xboxes. And that means, you know, with digital stuff, old titles will, like, you know, continually get those long tail sales like Steam does, and that just makes it's really good, because, you know, those old titles, they don't stop being fun. It was just bullshit that we ever stopped being able to buy those because of, you know, the limitations of physical media. And don't get me wrong, I love physical media, but with digital, you don't have to stop selling good games just because you don't have that disc drive anymore. This eclipse thing, or not eclipse, this sunrise thing is pretty cool. I don't think I noticed that in my Let's Play, but yeah, that's pretty nice. Set the stage for the final boss or whatever. Ooh. That was dangerous. Yeah, 2D and chiptune, like, they were treated as, you know, bad things back, you know, in in the 32-bit era, and it's taken us forever to realize, no, 2D is not worse than 3D, it's different. And the same with chiptune. It's, you know, it's its own thing. Yeah, license issues suck, but in my opinion, that's just good reason not to do licensed games and not use licensed music. Though, I mean, there's some good licensed games, and it's kind of, that's a thorny issue. Like, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was, like, almost perfect, and there was no way it couldn't be licensed, of course. But, I don't know. I feel like the actual author of the manga would be cool enough to allow that game to exist forever, but it was licensed through Universal, so obviously not going to exist forever. Because it was a movie game. It was not a manga game. Oof. Health. Health, please. Thank you. Okay, show me your final form, buddy. I know you got one. What even happened with the Donkey Kong Country games? Because, I mean, they own that game. They own... Oh, right. Final weapon time. They own Donkey Kong Country, and I'm pretty sure they must have the distribution rights. I don't know, maybe Rare still owns those games specifically, and they own the general license? I'd actually forgotten about this, so I got surprised by this twice, so that's nice. Well, I mean, not entirely surprised, because, I mean, this is always a final form. Let's be real here. Goes back. Oh, right, I remember. There's no health bar, and he's got these little regenerating things. Oof. Fuck. That was really close. And then I get hit anyway. Would you die sometime, please? It would be really... You'd really be doing me a solid there, buddy. Ow. Ah! No! Hyper, please! Ah! Health I can't use. Alright. I'm probably gonna be stuck here for a bit. I was afraid of this. I do kind of wish this had more options than it does. This game's, unless I unlock stuff by winning, it's a bit limited in terms of options. It has good difficulty modes, but like there's no stage practice. Oh right, hyper. Gotta use it. It is interesting. There's no incentive to hoard your hyper, because you constantly get more hyper points, and it usually doesn't screen clear, which I complained about, but I mean, it also allows you to use it pretty freely and not worry about it. But yeah, the Donkey Kong Country games are back on Wii U VC, so there must be some way. Like, they must have... If there was a license issue, they got it back. I don't know. Nintendo's just kind of incompetent. I mean, very incompetent regarding Virtual Console. Well, they're either incompetent or they don't care. But I think not caring about something that could be a really huge asset is also incompetent. And they're also really bad at emulating their own frickin' games, which is pathetic. The colors on Wii U Virtual Console for N64 and NES games are really bad. In fact, I'm not even sure SNES is right. Like, everything's too dark. When playing Virtual Console games, I just put my TV on one of those stupid oversaturated modes, because it's so undersaturated it actually looks kind of right. Sometimes two wrongs do make a right. As long as they're two equally opposing wrongs. That's how it works, right? Oh god. Oh god. I need to realize I can just get right up next to this guy. Ow. Kind of liberating. I really wish you had a health bar. I have no idea how bad or good I'm doing. Oh. I'm so nervous. This is bad. Oh man. Would you die, sir? Sir. Your living is causing me distress. I must request that you cease. Don't you scream at me! Don't you get snippy with me! Ah! Yeah, I kind of wish more game licensing would just be for life, because I mean, it wasn't a big deal without digital distro, but now it is, and games just sort of need to be there for life. And I mean, if Capcom can stop sucking and license us some Mega Man Legends, I mean, you can probably make something happen with whatever your particular game happens to be. Because Capcom was like the pinnacle of sucking last gen, and they finally made it work. It's funny, Capcom's kind of not suck lately, and then Konami went full suck. So I mean, there's got to be one Japanese publisher totally screwing up at all times. First it was Sega, and I mean, Sega never stopped sucking, honestly. Sorry to say, but now it's Konami. Like, Konami's just, they're gone, they're pachinko. Regarding with Rare Replay, they just said GoldenEye 64, they said it wasn't a licensing issue, and it just wasn't the type of game they wanted. I can't imagine that's actually true. Like, because, I mean, it's one of the most famous games ever, one of the most famous licensed games ever. It's just, there's no way they were like, nah, it's not a good game, I don't want to put that on there. So it must have been a licensing issue they didn't want to admit. Like, maybe they could have licensed it, but it was going to cost too much and they didn't think it was worth it. I mean, they gotta make some profit on a $30 game. Ugh. One thing I'm not a huge fan of in shoot-'em-up design is the final boss that's way harder than everything else. A lot of Blood Hell games are not like that, or like... well, plenty of them still are, too. Especially with true final bosses. Oh. The one nice thing about this game is with the health ups. If you take damage early on certain bosses, it's not really a big deal. I wish the second stage dropped health like this. He drops all this health when I don't even need it. How about them E3s? A friend of mine speculating they're gonna do 360 emulation on PC. It might be a little early for that. I'd welcome it. As a preservationist, I kind of wish they would do original Xbox backwards compat first, or emulation rather. So we don't have a 360 or a Xbox original. I almost said Xbox One. Stupid name. But yeah, we don't have an original Xbox emulator, like, period. We had one that plays Halo, and it plays like shit, I think. But that's all. And they're actually making a 360 emulator. Like an unofficial one. And there was some original Xbox exclusive stuff that was sort of interesting. And there's some best versions of games out there, too. And yeah, the 360 has original Xbox emulation, but it sucks. Like, some games don't work right at all. Some games don't work, period. And 360 on Xbox, like, on Xbox One, I guess is like, it's mostly for arcade titles. Like, regular titles, I guess, have major performance issues. But it's still kind of neat that it exists at all. Oh, God. No! How dare you? No, you better not. No! Oh my God. Thank you. Ah, fucking hell. I'm trying to swear. At least I'm trying to do the big swears less. But I can't not swear to that. That, you gotta grant me that one. There's a little hint of Final Fantasy there for a second. I approve of that. Oh my God. Oh, fuck! I kind of don't like it when there's... You have health, but there's no invincibility frames. So in certain situations, you're basically dead anyway. Though that can be an interesting mechanic too. Like there's a character like that in Hitogata Happa, where her gimmick is she has health, but you don't have invincibility frames, and very often on most boss attacks, you're just gonna die anyway. But she's good against normal like trash mob hits. Not that there's always tons of bullets anyway. Ugh. That should have been a really good run because of all of that health that dropped. I feel kind of bad about that one. Yeah, I probably should have streamed this one. I should have known that... Well, how could I have known? But it's fairly common for a bullet, like a shoot-'em-up final boss, for you to get stuck on one. I don't think it was taking damage that first second. I think I wasted half of that hyper. Great music in this game. I mentioned it before, but it just feels so right. And not enough games, even now, like, it's getting better, but not enough games go for the 16-bit aesthetic. A lot of games go for what they call 8-bit, but isn't really 8-bit, but still isn't good enough to be, like, a good 16-bit game. It's frustrating. I don't really find the 8-bit look particularly appealing. Axiom Verge really makes it work, but that's some superb art direction in general. It's crazy that game is made by one dude. And it really is made by one person, unlike a lot of games that are like, people think are made by one person. Like Nuclear Throne has artists, you know. Oh, I really could do with a health unit. Health unit! No, not the garbage attack! Son of a... Damn it. I'd like to point out this is quote-unquote casual difficulty, by the way. I guess it's fairly standard. I just don't really... I would prefer a game where, you know, I'm not complaining necessarily about the difficulty. I wouldn't mind a game where I struggle the whole way and the final boss is, you know, hard too. But I just don't like it when, you know, a whole game is easy and then final boss. Ow. It's frustrating. And it just ruins that bullet hell Zen. Like, I was getting some good Zen earlier. And I was playing Score Rush Extended earlier, and I was getting that really good bullet hell Zen, and this is harsh my mellow a little bit. I'm still enjoying it, but it's a different feel. Very different feel. You know, there's a lot of variety within just the shoot-'em-up genre, in terms of game feel and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of the Zen-y bullet hell stuff, and the cute-em-ups. I love cute-em-ups. I've been excited. There's been a few new cute-em-ups, and yeah, this is pretty ow. No, what the? For Pete's sake. Ugh, come on, Tap Tap. I hate you and your lack of a health bar. I don't even know. Ugh. Damn it. Yeah, that note makes me think a Final Fantasy battle is gonna start. I think that's... Final Fantasy 7 has a note like that, or maybe it's 8. It's one of the PlayStation ones. You know, one of the good ones. Yeah, everyone has their favorite era of Final Fantasy, I guess, but in my opinion, it's all about SNES and the PlayStation, and except for 6, the SNES ones all have some issues. Well, 6 still has issues, honestly. It has the rest, or not rest, the sketch bug for Pete's sake, and it has translation's iffy. Though you gotta keep the Spoony Bard and the Son of a Submariner, though. That's required. I'm pretty sure that's like that's an indication of like a final stage that I'm reaching and then dying at. Ugh. It's also kind of annoying that the health drops are clearly random. Like it's from destroying the options, but whether I get one or not is random, and it means the pace of the battle isn't always even or predictable, which is frustrating. You don't always have health in, you know, games like this, but if you're gonna have health, it should be balanced for it. Maybe I should have gone with the sword ship, because then I could hit it from the side, and I could destroy the options pretty easy. I like shooting out just the single little option. You all are quiet tonight. I've been challenging myself not to say you guys. It's slightly difficult. And I don't think most people mean it, you know, to only refer to guys, I mean, but... Ow. Ugh. I just want to make sure everyone feels welcome. Plus, honestly, gendered words are kind of dumb. You don't really need them, like 99% of the time they're actually used, so it's kind of dumb how often we gender things. It's like, who gives a shit? I'm swearing again. Whatever. The gloves are already off on the swearing department, so... I'm a coward, but come on, man. I don't like that attack. I got a good feeling, though. I shouldn't have said that. Whatever. I don't believe in curses. Give health, please. Damn it. Oh, crap! My secondaries! Oh my gosh, please drop health. Or die, whatever. One of the two, please. Oh, it's doing this thing. Friggin' heck! Could the main thing die, please? Not just the options? Ah! honestly why it make me replay this part. It's so easy. I've taken damage on it, but I don't even take it seriously because I get so much health during it. Oh crap, I lost a power-up though. Dang it. I guess that's why it exists. Let you get complacent and then screw you up. I guess I should wait until those spawn. I like the scream. Such a good touch. And it's a 16-bit scream too. It's not, you know... I don't mind that the voices aren't 16-bit encoded, but I do appreciate that the sound effects are all 16. Well, I mean, maybe they're not actually 16-bit, but they feel close enough. You know, I don't really care if a game is actually meeting its limitations, but it shouldn't obviously break limitations. Like, if you're gonna say 8-bit and have like 50 billion colors on the screen, you're a liar. Just, come on. An extremely established part of the 8-bit look is the extremely limited, you know, 4-color per sprite palette. And it's like, if you can't even be bothered to emulate that, then don't call it 8-bit. Like, I don't mind if it's not 8-bit, but don't call it that. Ah. Ugh. I don't know, I might have to give up on this one again. This is one heck of a final boss. I mean, I guess without loops, it doesn't matter too much if you always die on the final boss, because you can still do score runs, just, you know, without the final boss bonus, but, as far as the lowest difficulty on the casual setting, I don't know. God damn it. Oh yeah, I saw the Mighty Number 9 video. It's terrible. Shoot 'em up where all bullet sounds are the pew pew pew. Please no. I don't even mind the pew pew meme, but every game that tries to use it is terrible. Like, I don't know, there's probably some games that have slipped it in subtly, but that Cryosphere, that Mighty Number 9 video, is not an example of good usage of the thing. This is, like, it doesn't matter what he says it constantly. Anything would be annoying if you said it every single attack. It's sort of like the barrel roll thing for Peppy in Star Fox Zero. It would be hilarious if you said it like the first time and every like X times you barrel rolled, but I was just needing to barrel roll. And he keeps saying it every time, and it's kind of annoying. Ugh, I hate that garbage attack. Like, it leans this way and that way, so I mean, you can avoid most of it, but ugh, it just doesn't feel very good. Ah. Oh, for every time I get to this stage. Well, I was expecting to finally beat this boss tonight, but maybe not. I guess this is just one of those shoot-em-ups where what you really want... It's like a fighting game. You just quit arcade mode once you get to the end. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's getting pretty annoying. But like in most fighting games with an arcade mode and a super terrible boss, I'll just play arcade mode and then quit at the final boss. Like Skullgirls especially. It's such a shame because that is such a great fighting game in like every single other regard, but it still has the bad fighting game final boss. Like of all games, why couldn't it just have a normal character as the final boss? Oh boy. I may stream a different game after this, though. YouTube doesn't like when I change games mid-stream. Like, I want my games to be in different videos, but it's like, no. You're not gonna do that. I'm gonna put them in one video. I'm helping. Like, even if I take down the stream deliberately, I did that once, in order to split it. And I lost viewers, like you always do when you take down a stream, for any amount of time. Because people have the attention spans of a fly. And it didn't split it. I specifically wanted it to split, but it, ugh. I mean, I guess it's nice for it to not split if it accidentally gets taken down, and you know, you're playing the same game. But if you deliberately take it down, and the game name changes, it should make a different video. Like, for the archive, I mean. Okay, I think I'm seeing through how to dodge that one. There's always gaps, but you gotta calm down. Ugh. Sometimes there's gaps, anyway. Damn it. Could you die, please? Oh my god! Stop! Ah, for... Okay, one more time. You want to play Hitagata Happa or something instead next. Really like this game, but... And why doesn't it have a health bar? I just want to know how close I even am. Like, am I an inch away from beating it each time? Or is there, like, an even way more stronger form after that? Like, and a health bar doesn't even have to reveal when the boss is gonna actually die. You know, they've always got a hidden health bar. Yeah, again, this is the easiest difficulty. You know, there's a way harder... There's 2 difficulty modes above this, and there's a hardcore mode instead. And I think the hardcore mode, you don't get health up things. This kind of seems like it should be true final boss. Like, you don't even get it on easy mode. Oh, for crying out loud. Ugh. I lost track of my ship was. That was really scary. There's a lot of things going on in my mind that you can't really see. I mean, I guess you usually can't see inside of my mind, but there's some really scary moments that might not be apparent. Ah, cripe's sake. Ah! Oh, for I guess so. I haven't played it on a harder difficulty. I was saving that for after I beat it on casual, if that ever happens. It's a shame because I would enjoy the normal stages a lot more on hard, but I would enjoy this even less. And it's like, that kind of sucks. That's why, like I said, I like my difficulty kind of more even. And it's kind of a lame thing for shoot-em-ups to have a super crazy easy first stage, unless it's like really short. Because you're still gonna have to replay it every time, so it should be at least kind of fun. I don't really think shoot-em-ups need to follow quite the same difficulty curve, because, you know, you're gonna be replaying them every time. It's probably a bad choice. I'm noticing a lot of my shots are going off to the side. I don't know who is good for the final boss, though. Ah, for... I don't get what determines how many power-ups you drop, because sometimes it's like one, or like, I could swear sometimes it's none. And sometimes I drop like half of my frickin' stuff. For Pete's sake. What? I hate this whole you take 10 hits if you take 1 hit thing. I mean, obviously it's my fault for taking even 1 hit, but... Oh my god! You better not have another form. I will scream. I want to actually scream because my voice is really hoarse. Okay! Super Galaxy Veteran. Oof. Second SETI war ends. The United Interstellar Federation emerges victorious again. Mission accomplished. Oof, I need to stand up. I think I will stream Hitogata Happa or something in a few minutes. They got a cheesy Japanese song. It's amazing. That's awesome. Okay, I need to stand up. gonna see if this unlocks anything, and then I'm gonna go get a cough drop, and I'll be back, and I'll stream Isha. Oh, cool! It stores different. Ah, I skipped. It stores your score by which ship you used. Game. Okay. Alright, there's that roguelike mode, but yeah, I guess it didn't unlock anything. Yeah, so there's a hell mode. That was casual. Imagine that boss on hell. And there's no health item, and you, like, theoretically you could disable the checkpoints and no health items. I'm not gonna do that quite yet, though. I guess I'll leave this up so you can enjoy the good music, and I'll be back in a minute.